okay, so I don't think there's any debate. We are in the middle of a crypto winter. How cold does it get and how long does it last?
Well, look, the winter is here. The tide is completely out. And I think, this happens every couple of years in crypto, certainly, and in tech more generally. But this is a big sea change. We're going to see now that, these old systems that people were playing with, these kind of Ponzi economics, a lot of DeFi that never really generated any value, that was very self-referential, it's going away. And I think we're going to return to, this is when the scammers leave, the people who are playing games, and that all goes away. Everyone's been cashed out, zeroed out, if you will. And we're going to go back to fundamental networks that actually drive value for their users.
What does value mean moving forward? There's a lot of questions. You think about what Mark Cuban had said and the idea that more of these crypto assets need to be more SaaS-like. There's a big question about the utility moving forward for crypto ahead. What are you seeing founders and talent gravitate towards now that some of the bubble has been burst?
Yeah, sure. I don't know what crypto being more SaaS-like means exactly, but I'll tell you what the fundamental value system of Web3 is replace the middleman who extracts more value than they provide, replace it with software, right? And so move from overly extractive investor-owned networks to user-owned networks, marketplaces that are owned by the people who make their living on them. And so when you compress those big corporate margins that just all they do is misalign incentives between the operator of the marketplace and the users who make their living, when you squash those down, you give the value back to the people who are actually making their living on the network or the demand side, right? That's what Web3 is all about. User-owned networks growing faster, becoming more valuable than investor-owned networks.
What do you make of what's happening with Coinbase, where, I'm sure they would say, we're not a Ponzi scheme, we're not scammers, we're trying to bring some integrity to this market, but you look at the stock totally plummeting over the last several weeks. What's the future for a company like Coinbase?
Yeah, look, Coinbase is certainly not a scam or a Ponzi scheme. They're an incredibly valuable piece of infrastructure in the U.S. They're one of the most important and easy to use on-ramps to the system. They're an absolute staple, and they're not going anywhere. They're a critical piece of this infrastructure for everybody in the U.S.
A question I have too, it's like there's these big publicly traded companies like Coinbase where there are already massive investors. But what do you think about the VC area where some of these valuations are coming down? What is the propensity for VC dollars to go into new businesses, especially at the early stage, to help new founders really expand this market in a downturn?
Yeah, the downturns are great for building. Right. This is when it's really cold out and everyone has to be disciplined and everyone's saying, trim your budgets, extend your runway. I know it's a bit of a meme, but it's true. It's good advice. And these venture funds, look, they've already been raised, right? These, massive, like Katie Hahn's new fund and these other giant crypto funds, this money's been raised. It's going to be deployed. But I think we've all learned a valuable lesson here that some of the stuff just gets a little too crazy. These self-referential business models like you see in play to earn or DeFi, as well as just these absurd valuations, right? Hundreds of millions of dollars for seed stage stuff. Party's over, right? Time to get back to work.
So where does the money get deployed if the party's over?
Well, party's over for the crazy stuff, right? And look, I'm guilty too. I was an early investor in Terra. I think algo stables are the holy grail. I was really hoping it'd work out. I took a beating like the rest of them this week. But when I say the party's over, I mean this like stuff like that's just so far out there from a business model perspective. That's not actually providing anyone any value, right? Ponzi economics, right? That party's over. We need to go back to building networks that give real value to people doing work in the real world. Our network, Brain Trust, connects knowledge workers with big clients like Nike and Goldman Sachs that need them. And because it's owned by the talent, the fees are 0 on talent and 10% on clients. That's a way better deal for both sides, right? Talent makes more money, clients' budgets go further. Win-win. That's the whole point, right? That's a fundamentally valuable Web3 network.
What do you make of what's happened with Terra and what it says about the future of quote unquote stable coins?
Well, there's two types of stable coins, right? There's asset-backed like USDC and Tether. Those are, you could redeem one for $1 that's hopefully in a bank account somewhere. So if there is a run on the bank, should be okay. Now, the argument against those is they're not censorship proof, they're not decentralized, right? A government could turn them off easily, et cetera. The holy grail is the algo stablecoin, this concept of something that can maintain a peg to the US dollar, but not have full dollar backing, right? And be able to withstand an attack. And a lot of us, this experiment's been played many times. And a lot of us thought, Terra maybe the breakout. And, there's a lot of like finger pointing around, did someone attack this, or was it some hedge fund in New York? And like but the answer is it doesn't matter. If there's a flaw in the system, it will be exploited. And that's what happened this week. So I'm sure it will be tried again though.
Adam, I'm really curious about the responsibility of the Terra ecosystem now that so many people have lost money. Is it completely invest at your own will here, or are there going to be chances to recoup some of these losses in any fashion? Do they owe anybody anything?
I can't speak for them because I'm not part of the core team or LFG or anything like that. I'm just like an early, investor in the project. And, these are super risky, right? So many of these things are speculative and, you have to understand that and do your research before you go in. I did mine. I understood what I was getting into. I think I just read, a couple hours ago that, Do Kwon and the team are attempting a restructure to recap the system and hopefully make UST holders more whole.
Yeah.
I hope it works out. Yeah. I mean, look, they're not,
Okay.
This is not a scam, right? These guys worked hard to make this work and I wish them the best.